Coach, it's nice to see you. I hope you and your family are doing well.
Hey, good
I
to
got
see
to
you.
ask you about UCLA. You were here last year. Obviously, you got to see Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and what kind of challenges do you feel like he presents as you've watched film of him get older and more experienced?
Yeah, well, he's obviously a great quarterback first. He can really zip the ball in there, and he's got elite arm talent. But what he can do with his legs is something that we're certainly aware of, and we have to do a great job of containing him and keeping him within the pocket. That's always the game plan with quarterbacks with his mobility. But he's certainly developed, and you see him play with confidence towards the end of the year, especially some games against. He had a good game against USC. Good game against Cal as well after we played him. So he was someone that we faced some challenges with last year, but we're up for the challenge this year.
Adam Munster Tiger.
Hi, Coach. Good to see you. Wanted to kind of get your breakdown of Carson Wells going into this season. Obviously, he was dealing with somewhat of a foot injury last year. What have you seen from his development?
Well, Carson's a great model of consistency. He comes out to practice every day with number one leadership and experience, which is great in our room right now. But he plays with high effort, high energy, is physical at the point of attack. His development has been great to be able to coach him going into year two and work specifically on some of his pass rush moves. We had a great opportunity this offseason, despite the pandemic, to really focus in on a lot of the little things and the details within our calls. That's a big difference anytime you're going in year two as a staff. But we definitely had a little bit more time to focus in on some of those positional details. And so him and I have spent a lot of time doing that, and he's come a long way, and I'm expecting big things out of him this year.
Justin Guerrero.
Coach, good to see you. Thanks for your time. I hope you're doing well, as Brian said a few minutes ago. But at the outside backer spot opposite Carson, could you kind of just give us some context on how that competition has been going with Guy and Jamar, what you've seen from them both, and just how they've been competing throughout camp?
Yeah, well, it's been great competition. That's what I want in the outside linebacker room, because that's going to raise everyone else's standard. There is inexperience at the other outside linebacker spot opposite Carson. Carson's really the one that brings the most experience in our room. But Guy Thomas is someone that we have high expectations for. He's come in, has done a good job picking up multiple spots. Jamar's certainly flashed, and he's become a lot more comfortable in year two in Coach Summers' scheme, and as well as within my coaching and some of the techniques that we coach. Joshka Gustav has really impressed. He's just been a silent worker since he's gotten here, and he's really just been a sponge for knowledge. And with his background, coming from playing football in Germany and coming over to the States, that's really what's going to elevate his game, is when he becomes more confident in football and just knowledge. So he's impressed. We have a group of freshmen that are all young and have a high ceiling. Alvin Williams is playing great. Jason Harris obviously has great length and has continued to develop. And Devin Grant has shown flashes as well. But opposite of Carson, it's open competition, and I want a versatile group of guys, and I feel like we have a great group of guys that I could throw in multiple people and know what to expect.
Dr. Brian Howell.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you two separate questions if I could. First off, on Jason Harris, fans were so excited about him when he signed. I know you were excited as well. He's got such a lean frame. Where do you feel like he's at as far as his development? Will he be physically ready to play this year, or does he really kind of need this redshirt year to bulk up?
He's certainly working with Coach Wilson in our weight room, and with our nutritionist as well on putting on weight and building strength. And the thing about Jason is he's just so eager, and he's so hungry, and he's so willing to do whatever it takes. So he's coming along really nicely. He's shown great flashes. And if we have an opportunity for for him to have a role in our defense this year, we will. But he's developing nicely, and he's going to continue to develop, and we're looking forward to seeing him on the field.
And then one last one for you. A lot's been talked about of Tyson Summers coming back, you coming back. Can you talk a little bit about that continuity of the two of you, and then also kind of what it's been like working with Coach Durrell?
Yeah, obviously being with Coach Summers again, this is now going into my third year working with him. So we have a great connection, and I know exactly what he means and how when he says things, what he's trying to get across. So we've come a long way from last year. We developed as a team last year, and to continue that development as a defense is going to be exciting this year. So building on some of the things that we did great towards the end of the year last year, working with Coach Durrell. Coach Durrell is just a great leader for this team, and he has a clear understanding of what a great football team should look like. And we've worked a lot of different situations throughout this fall camp. I feel like we're prepared for a lot of different situations that the game might throw to you. So he's done a great job of preparing our team and actually bringing our team together. And a great disciplined coach with a lot of composure. So I'm excited to be on the sideline with him.
And last one for you from Adam Munster-Tiger.
Coach, with that freshman group that you talked about already, what is typically the biggest challenge getting those guys adjusting from high school to get ready at this level?
I think always the biggest challenge is them playing with technique. I think in high school, guys can be elite athletes and bigger and stronger than their competition. So you're focusing on the details, and those details are really what separate the good from the great. So it comes down to footwork, it comes down to key recognition, it comes down to just basic execution of the scheme. So these are all things that are challenged with freshmen, but it's really a challenge with anyone that hasn't had real experience. So trying to create a fast learning curve for those guys has been a good challenge for me as a coach.